Support my content by becoming a patron on patreon.com/JaianMusic.
Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. I'm talking quietly because Jaden and I just don't care right now. So it's going to be a very low level, very easygoing podcast. Isn't that right, Jaden?
Oh, dude, yeah, it's been a long year since the last podcast. Let's just put it that way.
All right, but I'm not gonna
yes.
hold that nice guy facade like the entire time. So I might bounce off the walls a little bit here, but yeah, guys, I'm not lying. It's just one of those days where both of us are just like, all right, well, let's just do this to do this.
Basically, today we're doing a tradition that we've done on the podcast a long time ago. I feel like it's at least been 50 episodes since we've done this. So if you're a long time listener, you know what this is. We're doing what we call a Koalacast, which is basically an open forum conversation about any anime topic, any anime happenings, any series we want to talk about. Originally, we were going to do convincing Hotshot to watch Yu Yu Hakusho, but guys, Hotshot wants to watch Yu Yu Hakusho. He actually just wants to. It's not going to be a long podcast. It'll be like, Hotshot, do you want to watch Yu Yu Hakusho? And Hotshot, you're just going to be like, yeah, I probably watch it. That'll be the podcast, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, okay, so guys, just on that note, the convincing to watch podcasts, they are something that we do want to keep going, but primarily we want to do it for shows that the other one doesn't know exists. That's why I tried to convince Jaden to watch Stayed Alive, and why he tried to convince me to watch
Boruto.
Which one? Oh yeah, Boruto. I knew Boruto existed, but at the same time, I hated it with a passion that he still needed to convince me. It's either a show that we already hate or hate the idea of or don't know exists. If he's trying to convince me to watch a show that I'm already curious about, it's not really going to go anywhere.
And honestly, you know where I'm just going to throw the Boruto update in here. They're in jail right now. The whole arc right now is Boruto and Mitsuki are in jail as prisoners, and Sarada is this journalist, and they're trying to figure out this clan, and there's this convict situation, and in this prison you can't use ninjutsu, but since they're on a mission, Mitsuki and Boruto can use ninjutsu. It's just, I mean, it's all right. It's genuinely I've come to this point with this anime where I feel like a bit of myself is forcing myself to watch, just because this is where Naruto's at. I'm sorry, but
just because the only direction I'm in too deep to stop at this point, kind of thing.
Yeah, honestly,
not at the same time though. Exactly. Tell that to every One Piece fan ever.
True, and the other thing with it too is that I feel like my standard for episodes of Boruto has lowered. I willingly watch this knowing it's mediocre, and I'm like, it's okay.
Okay, so on that note, let me ask you a question. Did you ever find yourself thinking that was Shippuden or Naruto?
During the fillers, yes.
Okay,
the fillers,
okay, yeah.
Yes.
But here's the thing. Fillers are just supposed to just be okay, what the fuck did I just watch? Because it's they're there just for pure entertainment aspect. There's no continuity, there's no core storytelling or anything like that. The only thing that you have to do is make sure the characters are true to the characters. But as long as it doesn't go weird with the story or make the story just completely off the wall it doesn't really matter. But with Boruto, with what you're telling me, that's still canon. That's still in the main storyline, right?
Honestly, yes. And the thing is, this I still enjoy Boruto, and I still am a fan of the anime.
And that's fair. That's fair. I won't try to deter you.
I just feel like I said, my standards have lowered, and I've accepted this new low. I've accepted it, and it's okay, because at the same time, there's these other animes I'm watching that I'm really getting into.
Boruto just pulls a Teen Titans Go, and you're like, sure, okay.
Yeah, but because you watched the first episode of this anime I wanted to talk about too, Dr. Stone.
Yeah,
is solid.
Dr. Stone. I've watched. I want to say the first 3 episodes, because that's what me and Church do when.
That's literally
what
episode
shows.
I'm on. I just finished episode 3 the other day. I finished episode 3. Yeah.
That's
It's good.
that's just what me and him do is whenever we get into a new show, we try to watch the first 3 episodes. That's why whenever I convince you to watch a show like outside of podcasts, I try to have you watch 3 shows because that's kind of like how long it takes for shows to grab us, unless it's something that we are curious about in the first place. So whenever I tell you to give it 3 watches, like I did with Data Life, like
Yeah.
then it should have like had you enough to keep going. And Data Life didn't, and I will fully admit that. That's totally fine. But that's just like
Right.
kind of a non-spoken rule that we've implemented with ourselves.
The thing I wanted to mention about Doctor Stone is I really feel like as of the first episode where everyone turns into stone, I don't remember an anime episode as clear as daylight with that one where it just sets up the story right from the get-go. Like Naruto did it with the whole Nine Tails attack in the first episode. I feel like it was in the first episode. It was just a great way to just everyone turns into stone.
To
What?
just like
That, captivates you right away.
to high school anime. There's a brainiac kid. There's a bully kind of character. There's a quote unquote pro tag character in the love interest, and then 5 minutes later, everything goes to shit. The pro tag character wakes up from like a stone encased prison, and the entire world is like this nature-esque utopia post-apocalyptic setting out of completely nowhere.
Yeah, and I really like the setup right from the get-go. Like he's about to ask out the girl, and then he turns into stone. Like I feel we've all that's happened to all of us once.
I mean, we've all
right?
done
No,
it. It's all happened to
common.
us. It's all happened to us, and if you're a guy like me, it's happened to you, like to where someone was trying to ask you out, but then just completely froze. Like I've actually had that happen once or twice, but I've done it
feeling.
like way more than once.
I feel you on that. I actually feel you on that. I really like where this anime is going, and it's just a solid anime. Go check out Doctor Stone if you have not yet.
Doctor Stone is a really good one.
Yeah. Is there any series that you've been into?
There
Watching,
is
lately?
actually one that I've been curious about for a while, and I just started watching. And not only have I started watching, but I've gotten Kyo into it. I've bought in the game for it, and I've been playing the game for about 5 days straight. It's Azure Lane.
Azure Lane?
Uh-huh.
Well, what's that?
So Azure Lane, it kind of has a place in like there's some like real world aspects to it. Like it's okay, this is gonna be weird to explain, but I'm going for it. So anime girls are battleships. So there's Eagle Union, which is the United States, the Sakura Empire, which is Japan, the Royal Navy, which is England, and Iron Blood, which I want to believe is Germany, but I could be wrong. And in the anime, it's the Sakura Empire and Iron Blood versus Eagle Union and the Royal Navy. So it's basically kind of like a World War II-esque kind of thing or kind of timeline.
Yeah.
But so the girls have what they call rigs, and they're each like a different kind of ship. Like there's destroyer ships, there's cruiser ships, battleships, submarines, and aircraft carriers. And our main character that we follow is the strongest aircraft carrier from Eagle Union, named Enterprise. So it's just like going throughout the story of like these 4 nations fighting amongst each other, but they're also uniting to fight against the world. I want to say terrorists because that's like the best word I have for it. World dominators named Sirens, like a different kind of species called Sirens. So they all just kind of fight. They have internal fighting, and they are all fighting against the Sirens for like different reasons, like either to protect everyone or for their technology or like everything along those lines. But the characters in it themselves, I find so likable, especially because I played the game, which goes a lot more into the character aspect of it. And I completely love almost all the characters I've seen.
I feel like when you find an interest in an anime, you are more quickly drawn to the game than the actual anime.
More often than not, yeah, but at the same time, I am still drawn to the anime. Like, let's take Nekopara for example. Nekopara just came out with an actual anime, and I've been watching that as it's been releasing on Funimation. Before that started coming out, I had recently bought and played through the visual novels, so technically games. So I've gotten into the characters there, but then going into the anime from the games, I already kind of have a backstory on like who the characters are, what they act like, that kind of thing. And that's why I'm drawn to like the games more, because I'm interacting with these characters instead of just like watching them do it. Though with Nekopara, with it being a visual novel, you don't really interact with them more. There's just like more going into the characters, like more time spent with the characters as opposed to like a crazy story happening outside with the world kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's why I'm drawn.
I see what you mean.
That's why I love it when characters can grab me so well, because games, it's like all about the characters and the gameplay. If the characters and the gameplay are solid, that is really all I care about. Like the story can be absolute shit, but if they give me good characters, that's what I care about.
Fair. I just feel like if the anime has a video game attached to it, you're like, what's the percentage here? 500 times more likely to enjoy it?
Honestly, yeah. So is there a Yu Yu Hakusho game? I know there is, because you talked to me about
games. It. Yeah, there are Yu Yu Hakusho games. They're on Game Boy though. There's some on PS2. Actually, I came across this video, and it's been on my like recommended for the longest time, and I haven't taken the time to watch it. But it's the evolution of Yu Yu Hakusho games from like the 90s all the way to 2019. And I was actually watching another video the other day where it was Vegeta's Final Flash move, but in every single Dragon Ball game. And it's crazy to look at the evolution of anime video games from the classic Game Boy all the way to the PS4 now.
So when I think classic Game Boy, I think like Pokemon Yellow. And then when I think of anime games now, I immediately think of like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, Attack on Titan, Azure Lane, the Neptunia series. Like there's a whole bunch of that's actually like outspread and gone out crazily.
Mm-hmm.
And and like I told you like way back when, I love knowing the origins of some of the animes. Like if they started as an anime or started as a game or anything like that. Like I love knowing what came first. Because like if you like obviously playing Attack or going on Attack on Titan, like they're gonna go more into the characters who like as to who they are and everything from when they first originate, right? Like to where no one has any idea who these characters are or anything. They're gonna show more about it. You need that
backstory, bro.
Right.
You need that solid backstory.
And you get that like in where they first come in. So like for Attack on Titan, for example, you're going to get that a lot more in the show than you do in the games. But for Azure Lane, you're going to get more on Enterprise in the game than you are in the show. Like because the different version, like if the anime comes second or the game comes second, whichever comes second, yeah, it's a different medium to get like a more of a fan base and everything. But your original fan base is still gonna go to it, and that's where the fan service comes in, like to where you actually are already a fan of the series and want to explore it more.
No, I see what you mean. At the end of the day, these series are all constructed and marketed and made in different ways, and some of them have different medias attached to them, whether it be a game or a manga. Like, for example, I've mentioned this multiple times that Zenki no Terror is my favorite anime. Do you know what piece of media is attached to Zenki no Terror? Do you think? Okay, I'll give you four guesses. Okay, is it A, a manga, B, a live-action adaptation, C, a musical, or D, a video game?
I would kind of love it if it's a musical, but I'm going to have to go manga.
It's a musical.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's a
there's a musical of Zenki no Terror. I kind of love the thought of that. I'm not going to lie. But then again, that does explain.
It's great.
That does explain like why Terran Resonance has like such strong and such often music. You know what I mean? Like the music is a massive. Music is a massive part of that entire show.
No, it's very present. Yes, I'm just saying. Like I'm just trying to illustrate the point that anime is not just an anime. It has other components attached to it, other types of media, and that's what's great about it. That's what I really love.
Speaking of that, guess what I had just pre-ordered not too long ago.
Yu Yu Hakusho DVD set.
Damn, how'd you know?
Actually?
No.
Oh, okay. Don't play with my heart like that.
Sorry. It's One Punch Man's first game.
Wait, there's a One Punch Man game?
One Punch Man is coming out with a video game next month, and so in it you primarily play as the other heroes, like say Tornado or Genos or Blizzard.
Right.
Like you play as the other heroes because you're buying time until Saitama gets there, and then once he gets there, you can actually like one punch KO the opponent. Like that's one that's
God.
one feature mode in it. But there's another feature that I actually just found out reading into it more. You can create your own hero, like from scratch. You can create your own hero avatar with your own costume and features and powers, and use them.
So that's what you're gonna do. That's why you bought the game.
That's why I bought the game, because if I I love characters and they are like my driving force to getting games. But if I can create my own, then I'm gonna love that game even more. Another one I actually just pre-ordered, funny enough, is another hero one, is My Hero Academia 2. So I pre-ordered that game too.
I didn't even know these games existed. One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. It looks really cool.
Oh, it looks freaking phenomenal. Like, I mean, when you're fighting, like from what I've seen anyway, sometimes manga words can pop up, like the classic comic book look of like pow, bazow, stuff like that. Like
yeah, that fits in there for sure.
Yeah, and it pops up, but it shows up way more in My Hero Academia 1's Justice. It like. I mean, if there's a single comic book anime out there, it's My Hero Academia, and it fits so damn well. The game looks like you're literally playing a comic book, and I love every single moment of it. I mean, hell, probably.
Go
ahead.
Oh, well, I was gonna switch topics, so no, finish what you were gonna say.
I was just gonna say, probably after we finish this podcast, I'm gonna play Hero Academia for a little bit because I haven't for a while. I have the first one. The second one's the one I pre-ordered.
Actually, you remind me of two things I want to mention now. Okay, the first thing is Season 4 of My Hero Academia is so good. And I don't want to say it's the best one. Season 2 and Season 3, that's like but it's really, 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 really good. I love the developments that are happening. The new villain, like great villain, and this new how can I say, what's the word I'm looking for? Goal they have and everything, and it's a really, really good for fourth season, and you need to get on that.
I need to catch up.
Yeah, the other thing I want to say is I watched an anime movie the other day, and it was out of pure nostalgia. I just had this like craving for this specific movie, and I looked everywhere for it, and I finally found it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light.
Oh my god!
About? Yeah,
I actually just watched that again not too long ago myself.
And the thing is, Pyramid of Light is an awesome movie with the Sphinx and everything.
Is it
I
though?
loved it.
Is it really an awesome movie?
I loved it. It reminded me of when I went to Blockbuster and rented it. It's purely nostalgic. I literally remember me.
Okay, fine. You know what? You can get Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light. I'm going to get Pokemon First Movie. That's what's going to remind me of it.
And just the thing is, like, I just want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! For a minute here with you. We got back into dueling a little bit. Off the podcast, Hotshot and I have actually been on Dueling Nexus. It's a site where you can, like, do duels.
I beat him twice out of just having absolutely no idea what the fuck I was doing. I just kept playing cards.
I have this deck, and it's such a troll deck. Oh, I love it. It's a burn deck. It's basically burn decks are just cards that are meant to lower your opponent's life points as quickly as possible and get them from 8,000 to 0 right away. And I have a couple of cards to like stall, like the Dark Door, just cards to make it so all your monsters go in defense mode, or your monsters can't attack for this turn, or your monsters just a bunch of troll techniques that I really, really, really like. And I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Honestly, I'm swept up again.
I don't really blame you, because I've honestly always been a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I've only played a handful of duels in my life, and I was more of a collector than I was a player. And honestly, I do enjoy playing with you. I just need to get better about actually like reading the effects and actually knowing what the fuck they do.
I know, we were playing it, and I go, and you activate something, like, what? Why would you do that? He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. It was great.
Like, because it's like an expert yelling at a noob, like, the fuck did you do that for? I don't know. I just
want to be one of the cool kids.
I was like looking at the picture of the card more than I was like the effect and like what it actually did. And one of my cards were highlighted, so I just clicked it, and next thing I know, it's in the graveyard.
It's like, why would you ban your best monster? I just wanted to be one of the cool kids.
That's exactly what it was, though. Actually, speaking of cards and Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, something that I saw recently that I absolutely love, and I'm sorry it took me this long to watch it. I finally saw Detective Pikachu.
Oh man, Detective Pikachu. Okay, mixed reviews for me.
Mixed reviews for you?
Cool, very cool. Obviously, I can't believe the name is escaping me. The Deadpool, the
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. I can't believe I should not have forgotten that. I was literally watching Deadpool. Anyways, Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, like, is what made that movie so great. And the animation was good too. It's just, it was, if you compare it to, how can I say, to the Death Note live action, obviously it's amazing. I just feel like they bit off a bit more than you can chew. I was not fully convinced. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
I'll let you have that, except for the fact that I fucking loved it because so it was like pure nostalgic trip for me, like seeing all the Pokemon like in their live action forms. I just kept like, oh my god, there's Snorlax, oh my god, there's like Tongue, oh my god, Pikachu. Like, I just kept pointing out. I actually first saw it over at my dad's about a month ago or so now, and I kept pointing out like a little kid in the candy shop, just like pointing at my favorite Pokemon. My dad had absolutely no idea what the hell I was talking about.
He's
so,
like, what generation is this again? He's like, I'm a millennial.
oh god. Then not too long ago, I was trying to search for it online. Like, I looked on Netflix, I looked on Hulu, I looked on YouTube,
right?
I looked everywhere I could. I couldn't find it, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Kyo, get in the car. So we actually went down to Walmart. I bought Detective Pikachu, and we came home and watched it.
That is a good impulse buy, if you ask me.
Because I just needed him to see it because I fucking loved it, and he like okay, so being an animator and a voice actor mainly on his side of things, like the voices for him are kind of what he was turned off by, like Mewtwo's voice or like anything like that. Like, he loved Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, but then
that's the thing. Who doesn't love Ryan Reynolds? Like
I don't know,
what I mean?
and if you don't, then you're wrong because he's amazing.
It's like he's universally enjoyed, just like chocolate.
Yeah,
everyone loves chocolate. Everyone loves Ryan Reynolds.
There's actually a Ryan Reynolds movie that's coming out this summer that I really want to see because it's all about a video game, but I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Just Kyo, like, his biggest thing was like Mewtwo's voice actor and stuff like that, but honestly, like, he really enjoyed it. I fucking love it, and for you to have mixed reviews, honestly, I'd say that is fair, and I can totally see why. I'm still happy I bought it. Like, it's gonna stay in my collection for forever.
Yeah, another thing I want to bring up is this is like a bit of a on a how can I say, it's not as fun of a note, but I did want to just briefly mention this. If you guys haven't heard yet, I'm sure you have though. Team 4-Star decided to no longer do the Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and they made a whole video explaining it. And I just wanted to take a moment and just say, as a Dragon Ball Z Abridged fan, that the 60 episodes you produced, the movies you produced, they were the best, and I really, really respect your decision. Completely understand it, and I really, really, I'm still gonna be a fan, and I'm gonna still subscribe and watch everything. My biggest respects to Team 4-Star. I just wanted to, we have to.
I agree. I will 100% back you up on giving sentimental value on acknowledging what TFS has chosen, acknowledging the path they've gone, and completely like thanking. Okay, I'm just gonna say this in my own words to them. Team 4-Star, thank you for giving us one of the best series that, especially a bridge series that we've ever seen. Like, your version of Dragon Ball is by far my favorite. I actually love it more than the original Dragon Ball myself. And to know that you guys have been burnt out and everything else, I completely understand, and I very highly respect that because we over here with me, Jaden, you two, and Church have tried to do a bridge series of our own. The only thing is like we didn't have the dedication or drive like TFS did for theirs, so we got burned out even faster. So honestly, if like they don't feel like the passion, they don't feel like the love for like something that they love doing had just become work and had turned into like hating the project or anything like that, I completely understand why they would want to back away from it. And all I can really say to them is thank you, and I wish them nothing but the best, and give them my full support in whatever they pursue next.
100%. It will always be such a hilarious series. I'm just thinking of all my favorite moments. They're just like flashing through my mind right now. And you know what?
We got a few minutes, and we don't really have like a let's talk about this or let's talk about this. So screw it. What was your favorite DBZA moment?
When Popo summons Shenron and he just shouts, "I'm so effing hot right now," and the dragon pops out. Oh my god. I will always enjoy that moment for sure. What about you?
My favorite DBZ moment ever.
DBZA moment.
DBZA moment ever. I'm a really big fan of the Kai episodes, to be honest. Like one of my probably my favorite moment in all of those was when Vegeta is yelling at 18. Hey, beep! Whoa, Dad! What? She's a beep! A beep beep! What you gonna do about it, you big old beep? And your
those good old censored jokes. I just want to say one thing. 2020, like the Dragon Ball, we're on a rough start with the whole DBZA ending, and Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I'm actually watching. It's all right, nothing special. I just want to put this out there. I don't know whoever's listening to this. If you are involved in anything Dragon Ball, give us Super season, the next season. Just give it to us.
Just
come on.
Give us Super. Come on. We want it. Gimme.
We
gimme,
need
gimme,
it.
Gimme.
It's not want anymore, Hotshot. It's need. It's a requirement of life.
No,
okay?
It's just a need. Or it's just a want. Sorry. No, it's a want. It's not a need.
No. To me, yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
The Broly movie was so good, and I want to know what Broly does next. And,
God.
I know the manga keeps going, and the manga has done some stuff, and I'm not reading the manga. I'm waiting for the anime. But like, you can't do this 5-year hiatus thing. And there's these YouTubers, these anime YouTubers, they keep going. It's a meme at this point. They're like, Dragon Ball Super's coming out soon, I promise. And there's this meme where like these anime YouTubers don't do the research properly, okay? And they announce these things, and then nothing happens. So the meme is whenever an anime YouTuber announces that like Dragon Ball Super's coming soon, it gets delayed by another year. I swear that's what Funimation's doing. They're like, oh, you think Dragon Ball Super is coming out in 2020? Just because of that, 2021. Stop putting out fake news.
That actually reminded me when you said Broly. Since it's an anime movie, it just totally reminded me. Next week, as we're recording this, My Hero Academia's second anime movie is coming out. And I know this.
That I'm very excited for it.
And I know this because it's coming out into theaters. And I walk by the poster every single day at work.
That's going to be awesome, man.
No, yeah. And the funny thing is, so the premiere time for it is actually like right after I get off. Like I'm gone for like maybe an hour before it actually starts showing.
So you already got your free tickets because you work there?
No, the system for that is weird, but I have to wait till the day of till I can actually get them. But honestly, yeah,
weird.
I'm just going to get off and I'm just going to turn around and watch Hero.
Dude, that's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. For that. Oh, man. There's so many good things in anime happening. You know what I'm excited for? It's coming out like by the time you listen to this podcast, it's probably going to be out or very soon to be out. Castlevania Season 3.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing that's been going off.
Dude,
so excited. Kyo's actually been excited for that too. He's like, dude, you need to watch this so we can watch this part. I'm like, I know. I just had a whole.
It's actually easy watch.
I've just had a whole. You need to watch this talk with Jaden, so I know where you're coming from.
It's such an easy watch though. It's so easily just consumable, and I've rewatched it so many times. And the trailer got me so hyped. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of an easy watch,
The Belmonts, bro.
Speaking of an easy watch, I started watching Blood-C.
Yes. Easy watch at the beginning. I'm not sure. It's a slow burn. How many episodes are you in?
1.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I know. But I actually did show Kyo. Like, just...
So you watched it together?
I watched episode 1 the day that we talked, but then a few days later I just dragged him into my room since you sent me that site, and I just basically sat him in front of my computer and just played the episode for him.
So you watched the, what was it? It was like that the older baron trying to like stab her in the water with his like
Yeah.
Me, it's the scene where like Saya, like it just goes and it looks like it hit her right in the face, and I'm like, oh, what? And then it isn't, and no, it's a good anime. That first episode was pretty solid for an introductory episode, but it's gonna be a bit of a from my memory, because I haven't watched this in like 3 years, not even 4 years.
See,
oh my god,
that's the thing though. The theory that I told you is still holds strong in my opinion. I think I know why, because in the first episode it starts with like this happy-go-lucky kind of premise and everything, but then when the second half of the episode finally starts, it goes dark and somber and bloody and brutal, and that's kind of like symbolic, I guess, of how the rest of the series is going to play out. Like the first half is going to have like that happy energy, and then it's just going to flip on a turn and just like be super dark, super depressing, super bloody, and that kind of thing.
Is Saya not Hinata? Is she not Hinata?
She acts a lot like her, doesn't she?
Yeah. Like when I watched it, I was like, ooh, like a Gimov Cafe. I don't know. You've seen the cafe, right?
Yeah, I saw the cafe. Like that's the thing.
Cafe.
Like she acts like Hinata, but then like when she's fighting, she acts like Haku. Like maybe not Haku, maybe Haku's not the best example, but just like focus on absolutely nothing except the battle.
Killer mode activated, basically.
There you go. Yeah. So she has play and kill.
Basically. And the thing is, Blood-C is an adaptation of Blood Plus, which I actually watched Blood-C first because of all the memes on Facebook and everything. And then I watched Blood Plus, which is like 50 plus episodes, and it's really good. The whole Blood series is really, really, really amazing. And the Blood-C movie, The Last Dark, another really solid movie. And all I'll say about the cafe though is that when you get towards the end of the series, that cafe, that there's something. Like I'm thinking about it. Just you'll see, man. I just want to put that little teaser in there.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
God, now okay. Don't tell me if I'm right or not, but you saying that just kind of makes me think it's a Sweeney Todd kind of situation.
What does Sweeney Todd situation mean?
So Sweeney Todd. Okay, do you know Sweeney Todd? Like the story?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Sweeney Todd is a barber, but everyone who comes into his shop dies and via throat slit, and he drops them down from his barber shop down into the bakery below, and his, I want to say, life partner bakes them into sweets.
Yeah, that's gross.
Like Sweeney Todd is actually one of my favorite movies. Like it's a Tim Burton film, so there's that. But definitely check it out because it's actually really good.
I mean, I got some free time tonight. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say too is, once you finish Blood-C, you gotta watch the movie. You gotta watch.
I gotta watch the Blood-C movie.
Yeah, like they go together. They really do go together. Yeah, it's.
So
the movie's like episode 13 basically.
Okay, so I just gotta watch it while it's fresh in my mind.
Yes.
Okay.
And one of the voice actors in the movie of Blood-C, the Last Dark, has the exact same voice as Armin.
God damn it.
But the movie came out before Attack on Titan. So
okay.
I don't know. Anyways,
can't really
Blood-C, great series that I'm happy that you're getting into. I tried Hyperdimension Neptunia. It's not my thing, Hotshot, but I'll keep watching it for you. Because I know it's important to you. But I'm literally watching it.
You did say that one is like passable. Like that one you could actually see yourself watching, just like not.
I tried a bit more. It was just it's immature, I guess. No, but it's cartoons. It's not supposed to be mature either.
It's like cartoony. It's heavily for the fans. Like if you're a fan of the Neptunia series games, like this is basically for you. But at the same time, I don't have a way to get you the Neptunia games.
No,
and I don't think you would play them.
I really think Danganronpa is the way to go for me in the stuff you like.
Yeah. Actually,
The thing with Danganronpa is, though, I was looking it up the other day. There's like 12 different series. I don't know where to start.
Danganronpa, it should just be called one.
We'll have to look into that.
Danganronpa, okay. All right, there is one more series I want to touch on before we just bail out.
Oh yeah, for sure. No stress.
No Game No Life.
Yes.
So No Game No Life. So I watched it a while ago and I finished it and I fucking adore it because I love the world, I love the rules, I love the games, I love the characters. But Kyo said something to me the other day that just completely shocked me. He didn't expect me to love it as much as I do. Like, I don't...
What? Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because, like, it was like, it's not all video games, or what? Or, like, that it's actually based on real-time strategy, like, thought-provoking ones, like, the animes that you like. But literally my response to him was just, it's still about games. Like, card games,
it's literally the middle
card
of,
games,
like,
board games,
of us, I feel.
deals, gambling. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love video games, and that's what I mainly do, but I love games of all types.
No, I understand. It really is in the middle of us in the sense that it's strategic for me, and it's, like, thought-provoking and everything, but for you, it's very gamey and...
Fan servicey.
Fan servicey. It has both... Like, for me, like, the strategy of it outweighs the fan service of it.
Yeah.
It's really, 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 really good, and I need to watch that movie. I still haven't watched it.
I haven't either. But honestly, we were talking a couple days ago to where, like, we need to find, like, more common ground anime. And honest to God, I don't think there's gonna be an anime that's more, like, perfectly 50-50 split on things that we like, other than No Game No Life. I really don't think there's gonna be another anime that comes that close.
Yes, I agree. I did want to bring up one last topic, because I know this is not an anime you enjoy, and it's literally about the manga, but I want to talk about the Death Note one-shot manga that came out, and I just want to briefly go over it with you. I know it's not your thing, but I'm never gonna get another chance to talk about it. You know,
we were on such a high where I was talking about something that, like, completely splits what we both love and put them into one, and now you're just talking about yourself. I see how it goes, Jaden.
All right. In all seriousness, though, I just want to. Okay, I'm just gonna give you the quick download version of it, and I really want to know your thoughts real quick. So, in the simplest way I can put it, Ryu comes back with the Death Note, okay, and gets this kid, and this kid gets the Death Note. Long story short, he puts the Death Note up for sale, okay, and people start bidding on it, right? Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. He's not actually using the Death Note, but basically, what happens then is that, like, the U.S. like bids like trillions and trillions of dollars, and they end up winning it, right? And then once the Death Note is sold, he loses ownership of it, so memory that any of this stuff happened, right? And then basically, all the money gets transferred to all these different people in Japan from the U.S. purchase, and it goes so crazy that the Shinigami King has to invent a new rule where whoever buys or sells the Death Note will die. So the guy ends up dying at the end, and Ryuk shows up at the Oval Office, and the president's there, and he goes to, he's like, listen, I could give you can buy this Death Note and take it, but you will die if you do. And he's like, okay, fine, I won't. Never mind then. And so it was just it was this new spin on Death Note, which I thought was really cool, where, like, putting the Death Note up for auction. You know what I mean?
That's just like it honest to God kind of comes down to the question of, like, should we really have this power for money? You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
At the same time, though, it's just like, it also asks that age-old question, like, how much is a life worth?
Oh yeah, it goes back to the whole Death Note argument here.
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's a lot of questions and a lot of, like, thought-provoking things that pops up. But at the same time, I'm just like, okay, so original Death Note, high school kid goes into and gets into that kind of situation. But now we're dealing with a motherfucking president. Like, that's kind of a jump.
What's going on here? What's going on?
At the same time, though, hearing both of those back in my head now, Ryuk, like, just gave the Death Note the first time to a nobody, to just any high school student, to just, like, a human to see what would happen. But now giving it to a human with influence, you know what I mean?
Oh, that would be a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. So it kind of throws in some questions there.
No, it does. I really think it's cool that like series like pop back up with like different spins and everything. So I don't know, like I liked it. So yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to Koalacast about, or should we? I think we can start locking it down.
Honestly, yeah, I think we're good to start locking it.
All right. So, what are you up to on your channel? Go ahead, plug away.
What I'm up to on my channel is I was in the process of giving you guys a video. I was actually talking to Jaden about this, so he knows what I was doing. But the more I thought about it, the more the type of video I was doing, I wasn't satisfied with, I wasn't happy with, and the more I looked online, fewer and fewer people were starting to do it, so I started bailing out. But what I'm actually going to be focusing on more is I'm going to try and get some covers out. I actually talked to Jaden about me learning an instrument, me actually collaborating a lot more with him, so I could actually get some more covers and do some stuff like that for you guys. So it's still in the thought process. I'm still like working on how what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it. But I'm in the talks with Jaden, so you guys actually know there is talks about my channel going on because Jaden would not leave it alone. So I'm not just left to my own devices here. So when that happens,
Yeah, exactly.
So when that happens, you guys can find me over on Hotshot Ginger over here on YouTube. You guys can find me right here on Anime Podcasters on JaianMusic's channel, and you guys can also find me over at Twitter at Caution Ginger.
Perfect.
All right,
Perfect.
Jaden, go.
So, for myself, well, you know what? GoProkyo. GoProkyo does all the artwork for anime podcasters. He's an amazing artist, available for commission. So go check him out on Twitter at GoProkyo. Super affordable rates and beautiful, beautiful artwork. And then for the podcast, you can find us on Facebook.com/anime podcasters. I had to do the accent at some point. And then you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iTunes. I feel like those are the two same things. Anyway, SoundCloud, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're just in so many different places. YouTube, obviously. And if you want to follow me, I'm at JaianMusic on Twitter, JaianMusic.com for my website and all my links. So go check all those things out. And also during my reading break, which is the last week of February, I'm actually going to be trying to expand the podcast, the audio version, and put it on different platforms. So I'm looking into like really expanding the podcast and reach as many different podcatchers as possible. So stay on the lookout for that. And if you guys know like different podcast websites that we're not on, let us know and I'll try to include it. So that's going to be everything for myself, for Hotshot. This has been another episode of Anime Podcasters. What's the next topic, Hotshot?
Next topic is whatever we decide, and we will let you guys know when it comes out.
Perfect. See you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Anime Podcasters. If you would like to support the podcast, you can find audio downloads on Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, and Google Play. If you would like to support the voices in this podcast, follow their links in the description and the Twitter handles on screen. See you next time, weebs.